That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have a healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
Y'all know what time it is. Turn up. That's what I said.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
Everybody for tapping in and tuning in.
That whole time we was muted.
Oh. What the what?
What's good, everybody? It's Tuesday. Y'all know what it is. That's what I said. I've been sitting here just blah, 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 and ain't nobody hearing nothing. Anyway, what's good? Tonight is going to be good. It's Tuesday. It's one of the conversations that I haven't talked about this in a minute.
You haven't.
I haven't talked about it, which is cryptocurrency and another, I guess you can say, conversation that we're kind of adding on to this conversation is land banking. Somebody last week from the on Thursday's podcast asked a question about land banking. So I'm going to get into it. So I would normally, I guess, get into a whole script of how this is, but it's live. So I don't do anything scripted. Everything is kind of like an outline of how we do stuff. So tonight is definitely going to be a game changer for certain people. And I think the reason why I say that is because crypto hasn't really been, I think, an eyeball to eyeball conversation with people. Whereas like in 2021, lots of people were talking about it because Bitcoin was at its all-time high at the end of 2021 or like November, 67,000. And now it's like today, right now it's at 28, just broke 28,000 today.
Oh, wow.
And it was as low as 19,000. Was good. Tanya was good, girl. I think, to me, this is just me. Some people have not, I think, paid enough attention about crypto to give it its just due. And what I mean by that is that everybody knows that knows me knows that I'm a real big proponent on cryptocurrency. I mean, I've gotten to the point where like I learned a lot about it. I mean, I took a lot of time and energy, and this is back in 2017, 2018.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 2018.
I got
really
into it before.
Getting the research on it.
I was in it before, but I really started diving deep in it in like 2017, 2018. So to paint a bigger picture when it comes to cryptocurrency, I have to really like get the, I don't know, what do you want to call it? More of like the uncomfortable stench about cryptocurrency, because left and right, you're hearing about these Bitcoin scams. Like, we just got notified today about one.
I know. That shit was wild.
Absolutely. It's time and effort. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, we just got an email today and about our people within our community getting scammed out of $40,000 from a Bitcoin scam. And it's as simple as an email or a text message. Let me say this and be completely honest. There's a lot of people in this day and age, especially now in 2023 with inflation. It's so much shit going on where people are saying, oh, you need to put money up because everything is going to, the price of everything is going to go up. I mean, shit, look at eggs. I mean, I was stationed in Hawaii where milk was like damn near $10 to buy a gallon of milk. And to fast forward to today in 2023, you would have just never had a idea or a thought that, I don't know, eggs was going to be that price, $4, $5, $6.
In some places, the eggs for between 12 and 18 pack was running somewhere between $8 and $10.
Yeah,
in
that's
some
stupid.
places.
That's stupid.
Like
that's just stupid. And I mean,
for eggs, come on,
it's
now.
just stupid. So that in itself, with the people try to do what they call dollar cost averaging when they come buying crypto. And basically what dollar cost averaging is a person will budget out a certain amount of money and will consistently buy cryptocurrency based on that money amount that they have. So someone says, I'm going to invest $500 a month and I'm going to buy Bitcoin, and I'm just going to buy $500 worth of Bitcoin every month. Or someone uses $500 and they split it between 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies. Whatever your budget is, it doesn't matter. Even if it's $20, Cash App made it easy. And I said this on a couple of podcasts beforehand. Cash App made it easy. You could buy Bitcoin right on the app. Not to mention you could purchase stocks on there right on the app.
So I have a question. You have mentioned about buying in multiple cryptocurrencies or, in multiple things.
Right.
Can you set up, how you were talking about the dollar cost averaging or whatever? Can you set something up where it automatically deducts out of your account to each one of those platforms that you're doing it to?
They have certain crypto exchanges that will allow you to buy cryptocurrency at a frequency that you set up. So if you want to say you want to buy Ethereum every 2 weeks and you want to buy, say, $300 worth of it, there you go. You can set it up. I'm not going to name ones on here on this podcast because, one, they're not sponsoring me, and 2, I'm sure there's plenty out there that do it. I would just be naming the ones that I know of that do it, rather I use them platforms or not. So That's the reason why I'm not going to mention them until I get a sponsorship from them. No, I'm not going to do that. But I do know that there's platforms out there, and you can get with me offline if that's something that you're interested in. But crypto has like been on this roller coaster since 2021. Like I said, they had these amazing highs. Bitcoin was up like 60, close to 68,000. And then you had Ethereum that was at 4,000. They were like almost at 5,000. It was like 4,800 back in November 2021. And then, it crashed, it burned, it went down. And then it started to do a rise again. And then the whole Silicon Bank shit started happening. And then it went back down to like 19,000. And now it's back up to 28,000. So Bitcoin is up in the last week or so. It's up like 30-40%.
So do you think the effects of that bank going under and those people being able to take what monies they could take out, because I think you mentioned last week that they were only insured if up to 250,000, anything over that kind of was a loss for them.
Well, most people, if they have that type of money in the bank, they have some type of insurance that they put on that money, because the bank's not going to insure it.
Right. Like you said, I think you said
FDIC can only insure up to 250,000. Yeah. So when the federal government came in and said, basically, we're going to buy it out, and make sure the depositors get their money back, then, that's what happens. But
so do you think they moved their money into crypto?
No. Nobody, no. They're not moving their money into crypto. Some people may. Some people may, but a lot of people that use that bank were big investors. I mean, Roku was one of them.
Yeah.
So these are people that have money and they're just putting it in a bank, because a lot of people were using this bank. They had people from Shark Tank with deposits in this bank. So this is a big popular bank that, of course, the rich people knew of.
Right.
Nobody else, just the rich. Moving forward, we ain't gonna have that bullshit ass conversation. Because people don't want to listen to it. A lot of people have dreams and hopes of being financially free and not struggling and not, living the life that they're accustomed to or had to live or whatever the case may be. But when you have strategies and ways for people to get out of that type of shit, don't nobody want to listen to you. Everybody's just like, he just talking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yet, I'm speaking from experience, motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
Let's be,
yeah, a spade a spade. I mean,
shit.
Real.
I was that type of dude. I appreciate that. I was the dude that didn't have budget first in my mind. I got paid. I was out there acting a damn fool with that money. I wasn't saving shit. But now it's like everybody says, oh, when you get older, you become better. No, you get tired of going through that experience. It ain't got shit to do with age.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with age. It goes through, I'm tired of dealing with this. So it's like, you get tired of doing something. So it's like, what am I going to do to put more money in my pocket? I'm going to create a business. I'm going to create a couple of businesses if I can. I'm going to try to have some active passive income to where I pay attention to it a couple of days of the week or whatever, if that, and it's constantly making me money. If you could do that,
why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
Why am I going to sit here and live a dream or live through celebrities' eyes, what they post on social media? This is a whole longer conversation. People that just think social media is for them.
But the funny thing,
it is. Not to cut you off, it is for you. It's for you to pay attention to, so that those influencers can get paid and you don't. Excuse me. It's set up so that people can be programmed to believe whatever the fuck they need to be programmed to believe. Social media was first initially created as a tool to socialize with people, not in a way that was in a controlled environment such as Facebook, because I think that's a controlled environment and they may ban me because I'm talking shit about them, but I really don't give a shit. But it's the truth. You're in a controlled space on Facebook. You can't say a lot of shit. You can't do a lot of shit. You got fact checkers and all this other shit on Facebook. Whereas you go to a different platform, like many people are trying to create these platforms to where you have free speech. And guess where that goes? Like a fart in church. Only a handful of people use it, and they try to, not just publicly advertise it,
Right.
but it's like, man, you can speak your mind, you can do that, and only a handful of people go over there. And then when that platform blows up, it's like, oh man, so and so told me about this and about this. Like, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
You missed the opportunity.
Exactly. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrency and investments, and later we'll be talking about land banking. It's the same thing.
Right.
So it's trying to be more engaged and in tune with the things that you need and try to educate yourself in, to where when you get that type of money, you have a vehicle that you can put that money into.
And it's safe.
And it's safe, and it's going to be able to, anything that you invest your money into has a risk. Some things are highly volatile. Cryptocurrency is one of them.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, if you was in crypto like I was, and Bitcoin was at 68,000 and Ethereum's at 48,000, and I'm trying to think of moves so I can flip my Ethereum so I can make a Bitcoin, and
yeah,
I'm trying to have Ethereum babies so my Ethereum babies can make Bitcoin babies.
Right.
That shit never happened because I lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I gained a lot.
The market was just very volatile at that time.
It was volatile, but I learned a very, very key lesson, not just in my investments in crypto, but what I invest in and how I need to spread it out. I had to spread out, but I could spread it out even more, and I wouldn't have lost as much because I would have had safe havens. And I did put my money in some safe havens in crypto itself, but it kept dropping. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, what do? Do you take your profits and keep put the house money in there that you earned from, just the rise of crypto, or
right.
do you just continue to just take risk and take more risk or whatever? And I'm not going to be the person to tell you what to do with your money, because this is not financial advice, nor am I providing it. I'm glad I'm doing this disclaimer now. This is not financial advice, nor am I providing this financial advice. This is financial appreciation and understanding and being able to have awareness with finances. That's all this is. It's my view and the way that I put it.
I was just about to say,
just how I put it.
Education from your perspective and what you went through in regard to your topic.
Right. Absolutely. So I don't want people to get confused thinking I'm some financial expert or whatever. No, I'm not. I am an expert when it comes to my experience, because what I've learned in the process of me getting older is a lot of times we learn from our experiences, but do we learn everything about that experience to educate other people to not have to experience what you did? No, I don't think we do. It's just shit. This conversation, y'all sit at the table and have a drink over, smoke some weed, whatever it is y'all do. And there it is. Something to complain about, something to bring up that you don't need to be bringing up over and over again, just for someone to pity you and put you in a pity party, or be trauma bonding over some shit that you ain't got no real reason to be trauma bonding with. But before I get in deep with this crypto and land banking, let's go through skim through some shit. Let's skim through some shit. Ruffle through these papers and skim through this shit. Now, what was it that we was going to skim through today? I know it had to deal with Sonny D. I'm sorry, yo. That's not his name. Former President Donald Trump. What is the I guess you can say, not outlook.
It ended.
But the pinpointed conversation that was being had, I guess, about him. What was it?
So, today he was supposed to start his jury hearings.
Right.
Well, right before the judge was prepping or getting ready to start the hearing, a bomb threat was called into the courthouse.
Ain't that some shit? Wow. That's a coinkydink.
That's just outrageous.
That's asshole-ish.
And I think my comment, just kind of us having the conversation about this was, well, damn, I guess he finna go out in an orange jumpsuit to match his hair.
I'm done. That's not, no. I think
he ain't gonna be color coordinated, right?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be color coordinated. But I think the weird thing about this whole situation is not only did he get to a position where he now has people, I can't necessarily say rioting. I think it's more so they're supporting him, they're standing up for him, but they're doing it in such great lengths to the point where it's stupid to support somebody that really don't give a shit about you. Right. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. To me, I wouldn't say it's counterproductive. It's just stupid. It's really stupid. It gives me that arrogant type energy that I'm bigger than you and I can do what I want because people are going to support me.
Right.
I don't necessarily like that. And the reason why I don't is because it gives, like I said, it gives that entitlement type shit. And to me, that just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm never going to get it. I think that it's definitely a misuse of power because you get in a position now where you feel like you can say what you want to say and do what you want to do, but at the same time, moving forward, you are getting indicted for something that you knowingly did to the country. They got evidence on it, and it's other things that's going on with you personally, and people are still supporting you, then okay, you got the support of the people. But
yeah, I think the bigger portion of the indictment right now is about the hush money stuff that happened and occurred with that lady, Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, well, I'm not going there. That ain't none of my shit. That ain't something that I like to talk about. And I only brought it up because this is what we doing. We skimming through this shit.
Yep.
So,
and I'm skimmed out.
Yes. What else do we got? Anything else going on that is in the, I guess, the opinions of the popular?
Lots of trades in football happening.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that shit.
Lots of trades in football.
That's for sports. That's for a sports podcast. I'm not talking about trades because I got.
Well, we're just skimming through it. So,
yeah, we're skimming through it.
There's a lot of trades and stuff happening. Other than that, I think we're golden on the skimming through this shit.
Yeah, I agree. Let me do this. I'm doing some stuff in the background because, of course, the joys of social media. Facebook took down my live, which I already knew that was going to happen. And it is what it is. Yeah. So hence the reason why we need to subscribe on my YouTube channel and listen while I'm live, or you can listen live on Spreaker.com and all my other social medias that I'll give at the end of the podcast. So we didn't skim through that shit. So let's talk about certain things about crypto that I think people should, in my opinion, when you're getting into crypto, some strategies that, excuse me as I sip my water, my throat's kind of dry. What I think is good strategies that you as a consumer or as a trader or, person that wants to invest, or I should say investor, that would want to get into crypto. Some strategies, just certain things that you should know of. Not necessarily, well, you could say jargon, but it's a person that takes the time to listen and do research. So crypto in itself is, and I sound like I'm a commercial when I said that. Crypto in itself is not backed by any asset. They have some that may be backed by, gold and things of that nature, but it is not. Most all, if not all, cryptocurrency is not backed by any asset. That asset like gold or silver or anything else like that. But the dollar isn't either. The dollar isn't either. So people have fear in investing in crypto, yet you invest in stuff all the time or spend your money on shit all the time.
I was just going to say you spend money on different items and things.
And you won't spend the money to help you or move forward of a business or move this little things.
Right.
I think that it's bad when you don't invest because you're supposed to put your money to work. The idea of having a financially free life or having a free life to where things are paid off and you're enjoying life and you're going on trips and you're saving money and you're doing all these things is so that you're supposed to have your money make more money babies. You are supposed to let your money make money and that money make money and that money make money and keep
while
going.
You're sleeping.
While you're sleeping. The U.S. dollar, they'll say cryptocurrency is not backed by anything. The U.S. dollar is backed by the government, period. Mm-hmm. You got Federal Reserve. You got the whole thing out there. Is backed by the U.S. government. So the federal government. And being that it's backed by the federal government, that means that it's controlled. It's a centralized currency. The cryptocurrency is decentralized and it's controlled by the people. It's really controlled by the people. If I had, say, a substantial amount, if let's say I was the highest person in the crypto market that holds Bitcoin, I hold the most Bitcoin. And I decide to sell half of my assets of Bitcoin. What do you think that's going to do to the market?
I was going to drop the market.
Oh, people are going to shit on themselves. They're going to do just like they did at Silicon Valley Bank. Oh, you what?
Mm-hmm. Let me go get my
my shit out. Hell no. You said he went there today? You said he went there today and got his money? Oh no, let me go get the rest of this money out. And that's exactly what happens with crypto. When a large amount of money gets, taken out, crypto prices start dropping because why? It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
If there's more coins in the pool, that means that we can get this for cheaper.
Right. Exactly.
So people are going to start selling their coins off, and it's a counterproductive thing because it's like now the market's trying to catch up. Where's there going to be a balance at when people start selling their shit off?
Right.
Common sense. It goes back just like in business settings. When you're in a business, does your actual business make money? Excuse me. Does your business make money when your prices are lower or when they're higher? Common sense question, right?
Should be.
But if you are actually selling a product at a rate that is reasonably fair market within, a certain degree of dollars, and people probably could not get it cheaper anywhere else. 9 times out of 10, they're going to buy your product.
Right, exactly.
But if you're not having anything that's going to entice people to buy it, they're not going to buy it. Well, crypto is the same way. People think it's a scam. No, people have made it a scam because of how much it's worth. There's a bigger difference.
Whew. Well,
people have made crypto a scam. That's just like pyramid schemes. They know going in it's a scam. They just try to find out the easiest way to make people believe that it's not.
yeah.
That's the thing with pyramid schemes. People do that shit all the time. And people confuse pyramid schemes with network marketing and affiliate marketing. That's 2-3 different markets.
I was just about to say that is some things that are completely, unequivocally different.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some network marketing and affiliate marketing companies that have blueprinted some sketchy shit along the side of pyramid, where the top person, you will never get paid higher than the top person, and the lowest person would never make more money than the person above them, shit like that. That's a pyramid scheme. Most network marketing companies are set up unconsciously that way. Position of authority. Because in a business, you have your CEO, then you have your presidents, your vice presidents, and things of that nature. But of course, your vice president can never make more money than your president.
Right.
That just don't
Or
make
shouldn't.
Or shouldn't. Yeah, ideally, or shouldn't. But it's weird how when you look at cryptocurrency and you look at how people want to say, oh, well, cryptocurrency is a scam, when I can tell you that it's not a scam.
Right.
You just have to understand what it is. You can't say everything's a scam when you don't know what it is. If you don't know what something is, that doesn't mean it's a scam.
Right. Don't you
it's a
go out
scheme.
and research or ask questions?
Well, I saw a post that my mentor had put up earlier today.
Oh, I saw that.
About that. I mean, and it's funny as hell, but it's like, not everything is a pyramid scheme.
Right.
Not everything is a scam.
Right.
So anyway, some good strategies that I was saying was earlier was dollar cost averaging. I said that at the beginning of the podcast. Dollar cost averaging is definitely a good strategy to implement, because you can budget out the money that you want to invest, but at the same time control what you're buying. Right. And paying attention to just the coins that you're purchasing. And then once you get to a point where you're actually having a bigger portfolio of cryptocurrencies, then you'll get into the advanced stages where I'm kind of at with doing trends. You're paying attention to the market, the volatility of it. What is the coin doing? What is the backing of it? You start getting into the projects when they first start out, to where, you're buying $1,000 worth of these coins, and then when they open the market, they open up above $1. Now you didn't made your money, and now you're up 200, 300%, or 400%, 500%, almost 1,000%. Everything is different. Mm-hmm. So it gives you a control basis of how you invest, where you're putting your money at, when to get in and when to get out. You allow yourself to get those patience to where you know when you can get in, you know when you can get out. And to me, it's discipline.
Right. You have to be disciplined, not just in your own self, but in your finances as well, because crypto is like playing the lottery.
It is not.
I mean, you're taking a risk.
It's not like playing the lottery. It's.
That's my thought.
It is on. Well, I'll argue to differ, and this is the reason why. if you're playing the lottery, you're hoping you win something. You're not hoping you win something when it comes to crypto.
No, but you're hoping for a profit.
That's different. Winning the lottery is not a profit. And the reason why I say it's not, because it's a big risk involved. You spend $100, how much of that $100 you want to win in that lottery is going to be depicted on if you're going to play the lottery again.
True.
If I put $100 in cryptocurrency and I lose it all, will I put another $100 in there? Yeah, because I probably made a dumbass decision. I probably put it into a shit coin. Or I put it in when it was a down market. I wasn't paying attention. I was just listening to the hype, which is my second strategy. Don't buy into the hype. Everybody bought into the hype when it was Dogecoin.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody bought into the hype when Dogecoin was about to go to $1. Everybody was buying Dogecoin. I was one of them. But I knew when to get out. I had stop losses in my portfolio or, on that coin to where if it dropped below a certain percentage, sell it. And that's what happened. It went below the target price and it sold, and I got a notification on my phone and I was like, what the hell's going on? And it was dropping. I was like, oh shit. A lot of people got mad. You told me to buy. I didn't tell nobody to buy shit. I told people, pay attention to what this coin is doing.
Right.
If you didn't get in when it was a dime, you probably lost out. If you didn't get in when it was a penny, you definitely lost out. Now that bitch can't even make it past 7 cents. I don't get it. I mean, it's crypto is doing some squirrely shit. It really is. And it's not because of lack of effort. It's not because of a lack of effort. It's really because crypto is very volatile. It's not specifically backed by, any type of valuable asset. And that puts a lot of fear in people because of that. So you have to, I think, get to a point where not only are you understanding what crypto is, but you're paying attention to it all the time.
So another question about crypto, if you want to withdraw, is there fees involved when you withdraw your money?
On certain platforms, yeah.
Just like, like an excise tax or something like that?
No, it's just a tax that certain platforms have. And then there's gas fees with the cryptocurrency that you, there's gas fees as far as when you buy certain crypto or you move crypto to a different wallet or whatever case may be. So you got those fees, but you also have fees where, like you were asking your question on, when it comes to withdrawing, certain platforms will charge you, a percentage, and it's usually not a lot. Some platforms it is, some it's not. But you have to not only do the research and find out which platforms allow you to do withdrawals, but you got to know what the percentage is that they're going to take from you when you do withdrawals.
Can you expound on what a gas fee is?
A gas fee is basically just a transaction fee that you'll have whenever you transfer cryptocurrency throughout the network. Or it's not necessarily the network, but you can say it is, but through, the industry that they have when it comes to the blockchain. When it transfers this information through the blockchain, there's a gas fee. Ethereum is one of those coins that at one point in time, the gas fees were hella high. And a lot of people didn't want to purchase certain coins off of certain other sites that they can get the coin from and then transfer it to their wallet because the gas fees for it to go through the blockchain was just too expensive. And it's just the cost of the transaction to go from one point to the next. Now,
Gotcha.
Ethereum backed coins for a while they had, and I believe they still have it. I haven't transferred any in a very long time. I've just kind of been in a holding pattern. But having the validity, I think that's the reason why I'm so into crypto, because of how volatile it is. I like challenges. I like to be able to understand why certain things are going on and being able to profit when it's a good market. Now, can you profit on a down market? Yeah. Definitely. But when it's a bear market and that shit is dropping and that shit is just falling through the ground, it's like, I gotta get out. I gotta get out. People be betting on that. Well, not necessarily bet, but they'll do what they call like options trading, like they do in stock market. They will say that they think that this crypto is going to drop to a certain 10, 20, 30% or whatever. And they make money based off of that drop. Just like people make money in stocks when the stock rises and falls. They do an option and say, I think it's going to go up to this price amount, and they'll buy, that amount, or buy like 100 shares or whatever. And bam, just hold it there. And then by that date, or if a date's earlier, whatever hits that amount, they not only just get that profit from the cost of that stock, they're also going to get another percentage on top of that, depending on what platforms you use or how you're trading. So cryptocurrency is different than that, but they're starting to add those parameters in crypto where people are actually going to profit more because it's teaching them patience. And this is key when it comes to patience. Financial anything is with patience, especially crypto. But with crypto, you have to be when you're trading crypto, this is one of the other strategies and this is probably my third power strategy right now, is know the difference between what day trading is and what they call kind of the resistance of resistance training, really trading. Now, day trading is someone that does positions within the same day. You go in, coin does what it's going to do, and it starts to take a drop, and you already have it set up to where if it goes below this, sell it. That's called day trading. Now, they have what's called range, where you will have certain, and like I said, this is kind of a resistance thing for me. And this is what I do. I do a lot of resistance trading, and mine is more set up in a sense where if I hear certain news that I know is going to affect a certain cryptocurrency, then I will set a range limit with my cryptocurrency and give it about a week. And it's a pretty decent margin. I know I'm going to lose a little bit, and I know I could gain a little bit. But at the same time, it's more set up for the losses, not so much the gains.
Makes sense.
Because certain news can come out and you want to make sure you protect your asset. Then there's some other things that may happen good for that crypto that you want to make sure you take some profits off of as it still goes up. So that's how I do range trading. That's pretty much the ins and outs when it comes to crypto. You kind of want to have a deeper and better understanding, not just so much where you understand what it means and you know how to buy crypto. No, you need to learn trends. You need to know who created it. There's so many different other things you need to understand about cryptocurrency, to where you just can't go and say, I got Cash App and I see Bitcoin on there and I'm going to buy this. Okay, but do you have someone you can talk to when you have questions about it? Well, no.
Right.
Do you
Is there
understand?
a support person?
Yeah.
Like,
do you understand?
Like your IT people.
It's like, do you understand what Bitcoin is? Do you even understand what cryptocurrency is?
Right.
Well, I'm doing it because my bro talks about it, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I've been hearing about it on the news. No. Do your research because it's your money. Because what's going to happen is that if that cryptocurrency goes down, then you're going to blame this person for not calling you or telling you. And that's not fair to that person.
Right. And
This is something that you want to dive into and deal with. You need to have the patience and understand it. So that's all I had to really say about crypto.
Cool. I'm interested in your discussion and conversation on this land banking.
So yeah, this land banking is.
I mean, I know it was brought up in discussion in the chat last week, but it has some intriguing interest in my head going on with it. So,
Well,
I'm ready for it.
the thing is buy cheap, sell high. That's really all what land banking's biggest deal is. But the thing with land banking is patience. Basically, all land banking is, the reason why they call it that is because people will buy land that potentially, and I strongly say this because you need to know what you're buying, potentially is going to grow due to future or, definitely future rises in not just the land that you buy, but potential for that land.
So, like developments being built?
Definitely housing developments. You see it as low. You say you buy, I don't know, say you buy 10 acres and you spent, I don't know, $150,000, $200,000
Okay.
on 10 acres.
Gotcha.
I don't know where you get it at, but anyway, I'm just throwing figures out there. You buy 10 acres for 200,000. Let me write this down so I don't forget it because I'm doing this live. So 10 acres, $200,000. And the idea of land banking is, like I said, you buy low and you want to sell it high. And you bought this because they plan on, I don't know, building, say they plan on building a commercial
Strip mall.
They were talking about it years ago, never happened or whatever. And you were like, you know what? This would be a perfect spot for a mall. I'm just going to buy it. Or I'm going to buy a piece of it. So let's not even say you bought 10 acres. Matter of fact, let's say you bought an acre. You bought an acre for, say, I don't know, $40,000, $50,000. And there's a bunch of parcels that were for sale, but they only let you buy one. So you bought the one. And you holding on to it. And say in 8 years, they dropping not even just a strip mall. They dropping like a few car dealerships over here. Or they plan on putting housing development over here. And they said it's like a 10-acre lot. The price of your land should be already appreciating in just that time period. And that was 8 years. That's the idea of land banking. You want to buy land that would have the potential to make you profit because it's a potentially growing or needed asset in the future. So you buy the said property, like I said, say you bought this property in 2015. You spent $50,000 on it. You had an acre. And then in 2023, you found out that they're, want to hold the Junior Olympics and they want to build a stadium for the Junior Olympics. They didn't want to keep doing it in schools. They wanted a dedicated spot. So they built a dedicated spot, and it's going to be like 50, 60 acres.
Wow.
But they got to use your land to build this. And they send you an offer. Offer your 1 acre. I'll give you 200,000 or three or whatever.
Wow. And
now you then basically quadrupled the money that you already had put in for this land banking in about 8 years. You done tripled your money. Not saying that it's going to happen with everything you buy in land banking. It can happen to a couple, but not everything. So, I mean, it could be as few as $10,000 or $15,000. It could be $100,000. It could be $1 million. You just don't know,
right? Wow.
But that's why a lot of people were getting into land banking, or are still getting into land banking, and it's a growing asset that you have to hold for a long time. And that's why I say patience. Patience is key with land banking. With anything you buy, land, it's patience. A lot of real estate people get into this. And the reason why is because they're in real estate. They know what's going on, especially when it comes to the housing market.
I was just about to say, yeah, they know all the little intricate details,
and they would know. They know if certain areas not only are getting looked at for or rezoning because they potentially want to put houses on there, but at the same time, it's like, well, shit, I bought this like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's going up. I mean, it's only went up a couple, percentages. And then next thing you get another statement and it didn't double. And you're like, oh, shit.
Right.
And then you get this thing in the mail or a phone call. And now all of a sudden it's like, bro, they won't give me this for this.
Yeah.
So it has its potential to not only progress and give you, I think, better outcomes when it comes to passive income. It's just one of those things that's I put it like this. It's not really slow. You trying to buy undervalued land that is completely undervalued. You wouldn't spend a whole lot of money to purchase. But at the same time, it has that potential to be worth a lot more than what
very profitable. Yeah.
Right. So it's getting with a good company and doing the research and paying attention to the things that go on in the market. So there's always bad side. And to me, the bad side would be just the waiting game.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It's just the waiting game. Some people just don't have the patience because they don't have their money in other assets that are constantly going and moving around like they would have in other, investments. They might have an IRA and they might have stocks, they may have bonds, they may have cryptocurrency, and they may have some real estate properties. They might got an Airbnb, you might have a business on the side. You got all this money coming in and everything, but it's not all the money you want. It's like, I got all this money and now I'm going to buy some land, and I know it's a slow process, but that's okay. I just keep that over there. I'm just going to let that marinate. Some people just don't want to let that marinate. Some people just don't want to let that chill for the time period it needs to chill for. So getting smarter and being able to pay attention to your investments is the key thing to the evolution of growing your money.
Yeah. Education is key in it.
Land banking is one of those things that I just learned about just like this year, maybe a little bit of last year. But I started paying more attention to it and understanding what it is and trying to get myself in a position to where I can do that. But it's definitely one of those true middle of the game, end game type of things you want to do financially, because that money you get from that profit, you can reinvest into something else.
Right.
You shouldn't be, if you get into the position where you're at land banking, you shouldn't have any bills. Not substantial ones to where you absolutely need to sell something to pay something off. You're at the position now where if you're into land banking, that money that you got coming in is not only going to pay for a college tuition of one of your kids, but it could possibly pay the rest of your house off. It could possibly pay 2 of your cars off or 1 of your cars off. Yeah. It may be able to just sit in an asset that's going to quadruply grow, or you might have pulled it out of an asset that you already had that was growing, and now you can build a bigger asset now because now you borrowed the money from yourself because you the bank, and now you can put it back in your bank so that it can continue to grow as if it never left, but you're just putting the money back in its rightful place. Just saying. I'm telling you, it's this day and age when it comes to asset management and becoming a better investor and learning the different strategies and being on top of the game. It is out there.
It is. And
there's a lot more people becoming rich off of learning better tools and teaching others these tools and being a figurehead or a point of contact when it comes to actually how to distribute your funds and how to do this. I'm not going to be the financial expert to tell people that. Like I said, you can listen to the podcast and I can educate you on what I know on certain things. And then you could do your due diligence and learn yourself and become the expert you need to be to manage your money.
Right.
Because that's what my goal is to put people aware of the different situations that's out there when it comes to certain money, finances, but also to have some personal development pieces within that to help you along the way. And that personal development piece can tie into the finances, but it can also tie into your relationships. It can also tie into work habits. It can tie into having better leadership. It can turn into being a better person. That's what this podcast is about. That's a plug. Anyway, so with that being said, we up out of here. What you got for the people as we click the heels and get the heck up out of here? As I just burnt up the whole place. It's on fire right now.
All I gotta say is thanks for tapping in and tuning in as always. And check us out on Thursday evening, same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, we got to come up with a different saying on that. We got to be something original now. Can't be using the Batman thing. I mean, I know I used it a couple times, but we got to get creative. We got to get you something creative on the way out.
All right.
On the way out. I'm just saying. It'll feel a whole much better instead of having to say same bat time, same bat channel. We got to come up with something creative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to figure it out. Peace and love to y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday evening. Please follow on all social media platforms. Type in That's What I Said. Click the follow button or click just to be able to, socialize with me, whatever the case may be. But make sure you tapping into the podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, 7-ish, 7:30-ish, somewhere around there. We're going to do it live. And in 30 minutes after the end of this podcast, it'll be available on all podcast platforms. Spotify, iHeartRadio, of course, Spreaker.com is where I do it at, but it's going to be available on Apple and Google as well. Peace to y'all. Love to y'all.
Peace.
Holla at y'all on Thursday. We up out of here. Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.